March is here and so is the spring market. Rates are near their best levels in over a year. Inventory is climbing and buyers are moving. Here's exactly what's happening in Front Royal right now. All right, Front Royal market update for March 2026. Here's the context. March is when the spring market stops being a prediction and starts being a reality. Buyers who prepared in February are now competing. New listings are hitting the market weekly. In the rate environment, with 30-year mortgages sitting right around 6%, is meaningfully better than this time last year, when rates were above 6.65%. This update uses current local data so you can move with clarity, not guesswork. Here's your 20-second snapshot. Here's what the numbers show as spring opens. Median list price for Front Royal Warren County area is approximately $430,000 to $440,000. Median sold price in Front Royal is approximately $302,000 to $310,000. Range based on recent closings. Typical days on market, roughly 45 to 54 days for average listings. Well priced, moved in ready homes still pending in 2 to 3 weeks. Active inventory, we have approximately 130 to 150 homes available and climbing, with new listing volume accelerating. Demand signal, moderately competitive. Strong homes are drawing multiple offers, overpriced, and problem properties are sitting and starting to see price reductions. Mortgage rates, 30-year fixed averaging around 6% to 6.12% this week, down more than half a point compared to March of 2025. If you only remember one thing this month, March 2026 is a real spring market. More inventory, more buyers, and more competitive than February. The window of relative calm is closing. What buyers need to know. For buyers, March is the moment where preparation either pays off or costs you. The spring buyer pool is now active. Here's how to stay ahead of it. Number one, your rate environment is the best it's been in over a year. At roughly 6%, the affordability math is meaningful, better than it was in 2025. However, that said, rates have ticked up slightly in recent weeks as geopolitical pressures affect bond markets. Locking in when you find the right home is a smart play right now. Number two, pre-approval is table stakes in a spring multi-offer situation. Sellers are moving toward buyers who bring certainty. Pre-approval letters from reputable lenders, ideally with underwriting already complete, are what close deals. Number three, move-in properties near Route 66 access and in-town Front Royal remain fastest moving segment. If your target home checks those boxes, speed matters. Now for number four, inspect thoroughly. Spring doesn't remove winter's damage. It reveals it. Well-conditioned drainage, roof, HVAC systems, and foundation concerns all deserve attention even as the market heats up. Here's your buyer move this month. Get pre-approved, define your non-negotiables, and be ready to move quickly on homes that match. Waiting for perfection in a rising inventory market is still a risk. Quality homes are not waiting for indecision. What sellers need to know. Sellers, March is the highest visibility moment of the year. If you've done the work, new listing volume is accelerating. That means your window of low competition is shrinking weekly. Two things still separate the homes that move from the ones that linger. Number one, pricing grounded in current sold comp, not list prices, not Zillow estimates, and not peak 2021 comps. Buyers in March 2026 are more informed, have more choices, and are willing to wait out overpriced listings. Price reductions are already spreading beyond problem properties in some segments. Number two, presentation. March buyers are motivated and active, but they have options. Curb appeal, natural light, decluttered interiors, and a clean first showing impression directly impact whether you get offers in week 1 or week 4. Here's your seller move this month. List now with a sharp price and strong presentation before the March listing wave dilutes your visibility. The sellers who win in spring are the ones who get in front of the market, not behind it. What investors need to know. For investors, March 2026 in Front Royal still offers opportunity, but the filters need to be tight. Here's what's working. Long-term rentals. Demand for well-maintained, move-in ready rentals near schools, employment, and Route 66 access remains solid. With rates around 6%, cash flow requires careful underwriting, but quality rentals in the right locations still pencil. Value adds play. Distressed or dated homes in strong locations can still produce returns if you control renovation costs and verify accurate ARV with recent sold comps, not list price. Here's what's not working. Deals bought on emotion, fear of missing out, or inflated rent projections. Price reductions on overlisted properties are spreading, which means some of the last quarter's asking prices were unrealistic. Verify what things are actually selling for, not what sellers hope to get. Investor move this month, run stress test cash flow models. Confirm actual rent comps with local property managers, not Zillow estimates. Check insurance costs. They've continued to rise on the older and rural properties. If the deal doesn't work at today's numbers, it doesn't work. Here's what I'm watching into April. Here's what I'm tracking as spring fully opens. Number one is inventory absorption rate. New listings are climbing. The critical question is whether demand is keeping pace or if supply is building faster than buyers can absorb it. Number two, price reduction spread. Are cuts still isolated to overpriced outliers, or are they beginning to show up in median-priced, well-conditioned homes? That's the signal that buyers are gaining more leverage. Next, mortgage rate trajectory. With the Fed holding steady and geopolitical pressures keeping bond yields elevated, rates are likely to stay in the 6% to 6.35% range near term. Any drop towards 5.75% would unlock significant additional buyer demand. Days on market trends. Are they improving from February's 45 to 54 day average as spring demand hits, or holding flat despite more listings? Bottom line is March 2026 in Front Royal is the spring market fully open. Buyers who are prepared and move with conviction have a rate environment that's the most favorable in over a year. Sellers who price correctly and present well still have strong visibility, but the window is narrowing as new listings accelerate. Investors who verify numbers, control costs, and buy on actual data, not hope, still find deals. If you want real insight into Front Royal living, the market, and the lifestyle, follow along. And when you're ready to buy, sell, or invest, I'm here to help.